Peeps and Kevin in the kitchen. All right, guys, today we have a very special episode, one of my absolute favorite dishes that Peeps makes for us. And to give you a hint about what it is, here you go. Ready? I would cook anything for love, but I won't cook that. Yes, that's right. It's meatloaf. Woo!
Meatloaf.
So, before we get started,
No, real quick.
all right.
Real quick, I'm gonna dump a chopped up onion and a chopped up green bell pepper in the pan and let him get started. Okay.
Does the beginning of this recipe ring a bell? Because it's a bell pepper.
No.
And also, I think we did the exact same start for the chili Frito pie episode.
So basically anything that you make with ground beef tends to have onions and bell peppers in it to start.
And it's bell pepper, so does it ring a... All right. Anyway, all right, let's go. So, as always, we are going to have our Windsor Canadian whiskey. That is our special drink of choice here at Peeps and Kevin in the kitchen. Oh, yeah, you got to float that ice. Float it. There we go. Awesome. Now, we can cook.
Okay. So, bacon wrapped meatloaf
Is the greatest thing ever.
It's one of my specialties that I tend
It's
to do.
meatloaf with bacon.
I think the kids understood that. So it's a specialty. It's pretty darn easy. And so today we're going to make individual bacon wrapped mini meatloaves in muffin tins.
I'm betting that's what that's for.
That is what that is for. While this is sauteing, I like to go ahead and I use my handy dandy kitchen shears and I cut...
They're scissors.
I cut the bacons in half because about 2 half strips of bacon is perfect for each little muffin tin.
I think 3 would be better.
It's a little bit too much bacon, to be honest.
That hurts me. Like, that causes me physical pain to hear you say those words, Sarah.
You're such a basic bitch, Kevin. I have bacon so much. Like...
I also like pumpkin spice.
No, you don't.
No, I don't. But I was playing into your basic bitch thing, and it would have been funny.
I know, but you're like a basic bro.
A basic bro?
Yeah.
I do like beer.
I love bacon and whiskey.
Yeah.
And footballs.
I do love footballs. Georgia's playing right now. Go Georgia.
Are they playing Alabama?
They're playing Auburn.
Okay.
For the SEC championship. And the winner's almost definitely going to be in the playoffs.
Okay, so meatloaf. If you've never made meatloaf, it's really easy. You're going to need ground meat.
And a loaf.
Ground meat, something to make it loafy. There's usually something carbohydrate-y in it, like breadcrumbs or bread that you soaked in milk. I like to use rolled oats.
They see me rolling. They're eating.
So this is like 2/3 of a cup of rolled oats, and it's been soaking in about a cup of milk for about half an hour. It's going to help bring moisture. It's going to stretch the meat a little to feed more people. The thing I like about oats over like breadcrumbs or just soaking bread in milk is that the oats, they kind of have a similar texture and shape and size to ground meat, so I think it has a nice mouthfeel.
That might be my favorite phrase ever. I like the mouthfeel. You know what I like the mouthfeel of?
So romantical.
I do my best.
You do. So I have a pound of ground turkey.
Remember, we're using turkey because of Peeps' meat allergy, but you can use ground beef, ground bison, ground turkey, ground whatever.
Pork, lamb, veal.
Oh, God. Pork meatloaf would make me so happy.
My grandmother's meatloaf recipe is I think it's equal parts beef, pork, and veal.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That sounds dangerous. But isn't veals like little baby cows or pigs or something?
It's milk-fed baby cows, and I don't eat it because it's cruel. But I had it one time when I was living in Romania because they slaughtered a cow for us in this village, and it was delicious. And I cried a little because we were playing with the cow.
So, you know,
and then we ate it.
It's cruel, but it's delicious, delicious cruelty.
Yeah. So I have that. A couple eggs.
Don't put the shells in. I learned that one the hard way.
Don't eat the shells. That's bad. Meatloaf is really flexible. Like, you can put in what you like. Oops.
Not the shells! I literally just said that!
I know.
She never pays attention to me. Like, I tell her not to do something, and she's like, oh, I'm gonna do it anyway. She's like a teenager.
You're not my real dad.
You're right!
The whole world basically has a meatloaf. Like, you know, in the Middle East, there's delicious kebabs and kefta and all kinds of things, you know, ground lamb with spices. So, I already have spices. It's like black pepper, paprika, seasoned salt, garlic. You know, this is pretty straightforward and family friendly.
So as a reminder, milk, oats, ground meat, spices,
couple of eggs.
2 eggs.
So before... Okay, so here's another thing.
Oh wait, you're bringing out the kinky gloves?
I really hate touching ground meat or raw meat in general. Ground meat in particular tends to get under your fingernails, and I can't deal with it. If you also hate touching ground meat, Amazon will sell you like 100 nitrile gloves for about $6. And you can not touch meat for a while with those. So we
I really want to make a using gloves touching meat joke, but I'm not gonna because I'm mature.
Are you?
I am. I'm incredibly mature. Isn't that right, viewers? I'm the most mature of the mature.
So
that's right.
We're going to kind of mash this up with our hands. And I wanted to go ahead and mash this up and get it a little bit cohesive before dumping all of this stuff in there.
Remember our onions and bell peppers? Does that ring a bell?
Waka 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 fuzzy bear. Okay, so here's the thing. If I were making this one big meatloaf, I would not pre-cook the onions and bell peppers. Because one big meatloaf, when I make meatloaf, I tend to make like 2 pounds of meatloaf. Like enough to feed a small army of hungry men.
We had a couch gnome named Sam who would eat more than Sarah and I combined.
He was a growing boy.
He was in the armies.
Yeah.
So he ate like 19,000 calories a day.
Okay, so if
Love you, Sam. If you're watching this, we miss you. Bring your new bride down here.
So if I were making a big meatloaf, I wouldn't pre-cook that because the big meatloaf is going to wind up spending like an hour and a half in the oven to cook all the way through. And those would have plenty of time to cook. When I am making individual muffin meatloaves, I go ahead and I like to pre-cook them some because these are only going to wind up being in the oven for like 20, 25 minutes. And that's really not enough time to cook, and nobody wants giant hunks of raw onion or bell pepper. If you don't like bell pepper, you don't have to put it in. If you have like people in your house that should eat vegetables but don't like to, Kevin.
What?
You've gotten better. You can.
Is that another basic bro thing?
No. You can shred up carrots and put it in there. You can do all kinds of stuff.
Oh my god, that sounds so nasty. You're like, listen.
So gross. So that's hot.
Oh my god, the thing that came from where the hot things come from is hot?
You've learned so much since we started a cooking show.
Right? Hey, remember, I took the lead on one of the episodes, so that makes me like a professional chef, I think.
I should not have done this. Thank you. Well,
Hig it. What? Oh, yeah, totally a professional chef. Okay. There, that's okay.
Okay. Thank you. In reality, you should...
That's frickin' teamwork!
You're so special.
That's from one of my favorite songs.
Okay, so this isn't that hot. But if we hadn't pre-mixed all of the stuff together before putting these sort of hot onions and peppers in, we might have gotten like a whole knot of scrambled egg.
You.
And nobody wants that.
You know what is that hot? You in that outfit. Oh, yeah, baby.
Scrub.
Oh, yeah. Scrub
pants?
bottoms. Yeah.
Yes.
Work it.
Yeah, we're very formal here. Ugh. Sometimes I put a bunch of like shredded cheddar cheese in here, and that's pretty
that
delicious.
sounds good.
I forgot to buy it at the store, so we're not having that.
Mm.
Okie dokie.
You're throwing away your brand new gloves?
The brand new gloves that were covered in meat?
You can wash them in the dishwasher?
No. They're disposable. I forgot to put some more Worcester
Worcester.
or Chestershire sauce.
Worcester.
I forgot to put some of that in. I put like a couple tablespoons. I really like this stuff. When I was little, I used to try to drink it, but it's pretty awful.
Ew.
I know.
Oh my god, we should do an episode about Lowry chicken.
We can do an episode about Lowry chicken.
Trust me, you're going to want to watch that episode. That's a good episode.
So, the thing about Worcestershire sauce is it makes meat taste meatier and more complex. It's like a fermented fish-based magical sauce, like the Romans invented it 1,000,000 years ago. It's fabulous. You should eat some. I am going to dump these into the mushroom tins. I like using an ice cream scoop. Because that way I get a consistent amount.
It's like meat ice cream.
That's disgusting and I don't want to think about it.
Alright, fine.
So,
It's still like meat ice cream.
It's just like the perfect size for each little cup. Bam. It makes it fast. You don't have to get your hands dirty. You don't have to cover these in bacon. Like, I can't eat bacon anymore, which is an absolute travesty because I really like bacon.
You're such a basic bro.
So you can absolutely just do these in normal, just plain old little muffin tins. With nothing
Do you need
special.
to, like, a non-stick spray?
Yeah.
That's the word I'm looking for.
It's never a bad idea to spray some Pam on your bacon pan. The bacon in these, as long as you're using like normal bacon and not something weird like maple bacon or turkey bacon, the bacon will do just fine releasing in the pan. I don't think this would be good with turkey bacon. I don't know. I don't love turkey bacon. I haven't experimented with it a lot because it's just not that great.
We had some turkey bacon that was good.
It's okay,
Ish.
but I'm saying it's like, it's not a substitute for the real thing all the time. And it doesn't behave the same.
Yeah, that's true.
So, to put these in the oven, all we're going to do is we're going to flip their little bacon hats over.
Aww.
Tuck them in for their bacon sleep.
Aww.
Aww. Little bacon buddies.
I hope they dream sweet bacon dreams. You know who else likes bacon dreams? Abraham. Abraham, are you being a good boy? Are you being a good boy? You got this bed right next to you that you could be laying on, but no.
I dumped all the toys on it, so now he can't get in it.
Oh, do you need to? Here, I'll move the toys for you. There you go. Now the bed is all for Abraham's. Say hi to everybody. Oh, yeah. Okay, are all the bacons tucked in?
The bacons are all tucked in. So the last step for this is, well, one, turn your oven to 350, like half an hour ago. So I like to make a sauce to go on top. So I do some more Worcestershire sauce.
Worcester.
Because heck yeah. My favorite is the Heinz chili sauce. You can use ketchup or you can use this. I think that this is better on this. It's really good. It has, it's like tomato puree, but it also has roasted chilies and stuff. It's kind of like ketchup, but you know,
Ketchup plus.
A little more sophisticated.
Sarah, you can't make ketchup sophisticated.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
Kevin, you can make it from scratch and it's delicious.
It's like NASCAR. You can't have sophisticated NASCAR.
Yes, you can. There's Formula U.
We just watched Talladega Nights the other night for like the 18th time. Love that show.
I don't know. There's maybe like a third of a cup. I don't know. I don't measure. You might have noticed that by now. Everything is to personal taste anyway, so as long as the proportions are kind of there, who cares? You're gonna want some cheap yellow mustard.
God, I love cheap yellow mustard.
About half as much cheap yellow mustard as you did chili sauce. Ketchup works too. Actually, would you get the sriracha?
The sriracha?
The sriracha.
Did the acha get knighted?
It did.
Get it? Sriracha?
I get it. You're so funny. I mean, you know, we like things a little...
I know that Up got knighted.
What?
Up.
Syrup. Can't believe you wasted that when we could have had a pancake episode.
Didn't we have a pancake episode?
Did we? I don't think we did.
I don't know.
I think we talked
These
about
this is like episode like 13 or something, so like we've had so
Clearly,
many.
We're basically out of recipes at this point. We only have like 13 things. I've got a couple tablespoons of brown sugar. We're just gonna mix this up. Other things I've put in here before in a pinch was like barbecue sauce plus some mustard and brown sugar and Worcester.
See, she called it Worcester because
you.
she knows that's the right way to say it.
Because I hate you correcting me.
Winner.
And I just spoon some of this over the top. If I make one big meatloaf, I weave the bacon into a beautiful basket to hug it.
She is an SCA Laurel, so she knows all about the weavings.
This is all you're going to do. It's really easy. You're going to pop them in the oven.
She knows so much about weavings that she actually has the email address of Hugo Weaving from the Lord of the Rings.
What?
Hugo Weaving, Lord of the Rings. He was also in The Matrix.
I have no idea what you're talking about at all.
Trust me, it's funny.
I don't like the Lord of the Rings. You know that.
If I had learned that before we got married.
You still would have married me.
Yeah, but I would have done it under protest.
Bullshit. I am the best thing that's ever happened to you.
Yeah, that's why I still would have done it, but I would have done it under protest. I mean, it's about two guys essentially walking a ring to a place, and it takes 12 hours to show it in a movie.
I know.
I even heard they made a book out of the movie. It was so popular.
Kevin, seriously. Okay. So these are ready to go. We're going to pop them in the oven. If you are doing a bigger meat, like a standard size meatloaf, or even like little mini meatloaves, you know, you do you. I like to baste it with more sauce a couple of times during the cooking. And when it comes out of the oven, I like to serve it with some extra sauce. If you got meat in the sauce, like I just put the spoon on the things and put it back in the sauce, that's bad. Don't do that. Make yourself some more sauce to serve with the meatloaves. So we're gonna pop these.
No raw meat in mouths. Bad. That's bad.
So we're gonna pop these in the oven, and we will show them to you in a little bit when they come out.
All right, give us 2 seconds.
We're back.
And we're back. All right, so we have cooked our meatloafs, and they are, done.
So I just checked them. They cooked them 20 minutes in a 350-degree oven. While they were cooking, I boiled some potatoes real quick for mashed potatoes.
Didn't we have leftover mashed potatoes from Thanksgiving?
We did, but it's like a week and a half past Thanksgiving, and that food is not safe to eat anymore.
Oh.
I know.
I should have eaten more.
Well, now
So-
you know for next year.
This is what they look like when they come out of the oven. There's the 9 closest are bacons, and the top 3 are non-bacons.
I checked them to see if they were done, so they're...
And how many of these make a meal? It depends on how fat you are, of course.
Depends on how much you eat. I usually have 2 of them for a meal. I think you usually have like 3. I think Sam ate like 4 or 5.
Well, Sam was a crazy eating machine.
An eating machine.
As most guys in the military are. Because there's another guy, Dan, that we know, who's a crazy, he's a former Marine, current cop, like, crazy freaking eating machine.
People could eat like that.
Sam. Who else do we know that's a good eater?
I don't know. Like, men in general.
Don't be sexist, Sarah. We know plenty of women that are good eaters. Like Raven. Raven's a great eater. She's like 140 pounds, but like will eat a burger the size of her head in a minute and a half.
Okay, so we have a family friend who's Midwestern. The kids are my age. And her mom came in and she was talking about the boys when they were young, and we were like, oh, it's so great to see your grandkids. And she was like, oh yeah, that Johnny, he's a good eater. He loves hysteria. If you put butter on anything, he'll eat it. Like, this is a great accomplishment. Like, they're doing great in school. They're so good at sports, and they like butter. And I was like, the Midwest is different.
Yes, the Midwest is different. My entire family is from the Midwest, and Sarah's entire family is from Texas. So it was a very interesting cultural...
My mom's family is partially Midwestern.
Ish.
Anyway, so here's a very manly plate for Kevin.
Oh, that looks so delicious. It smells so good.
A little extra sauce there.
Is that the sauce you touched the meat with?
No.
Okay, good.
If you ever take microbiology in college, you will be ruined forever. And, like, wash your hands a lot more than you probably used to. There we go. So here we go. Little turkey meatloaves. Easy peasy.
They're really super delicious. I absolutely promise you. Love you guys. We're going to be back soon with another episode about something. We might do this Star Wars episode. We might do... What else are we planning for the future?
We talked about doing more, like, candy and Christmas stuff.
Candy and Christmas stuff. We might do some short little, making little drinks episodes. Oh, we need to do Bowery Chicken episode.
We'll have to do that in the summer. It's a grilling episode.
Right. We can't grill in the winter? We're in Georgia.
Other people can't grill in the winter, and it's mean. We're going to do a cookie episode.
Really?
Yeah, I found a recipe for it.
Oh, sweet. Anyway, we'll see you for those. Love you guys.
Love you.
See you soon.
Have a good weekend.